And good morning. We are live. We're live with you bright and early on this Friday, October 4th, 2024, with breaking news. Breaking news in the United States and in Britain, where flailing and failing editorial website Hodinkee.com has finally decided to get out. It's over, guys. It's over. It's been a long time coming, but they're done. They're done. Hodinkee is done. Hodinkee is selling whatever is left of the company to Watches of Switzerland. It's over. What a ride. What a ride it was for Hodinkee, but they are done. So we'll be going through Ben Clymer's statement this morning, and we'll be reading all of his spin. But basically, the company is done. It's done. They're selling whatever is left, whatever remains, to the Watches of Switzerland group. They're getting out. They're getting out of the business. Let's see who we have in the chat. It's very, very early. I get it. But we're broadcasting live on two channels simultaneously. We are on the original OC channel, but we're also on the Watch Community channel. If you want to join the panel, the link is dropped in the chat. It's also pinned if you're on the OC channel. Let's see who we got bright and early. Holy shit, we already have 10 people watching. Pretty cool. We've got Turtle Knight. Turtle Knight's here. We've got Diego M. Logan, where are you, Logan? 2 streams in a row. Logan's late. He's not getting the notifications. Let me just drop the link to it for this somewhere real quick, just so I can alert people that we are live. Boom. All right, cool. Now people have the link. We will be reviewing Ben Clymer's full statement. He is sold. Hodinkee's sold, guys. It's over. It's over. They're going to be assimilated into Watches of Switzerland, whatever that means. What is there to assimilate? I'm not quite sure. How did Turtle Knight asks? How did Hodinkee make so many mistakes? I don't know. I was never, when I got into the hobby like 4.5 years ago, Hodinkee wasn't really something that I thought that was all that great. They did the occasional interview videos that I thought were good, but I never went to Hodinkee.com. I never looked at them as a force to be reckoned with as an authorized dealer. I didn't think that their collaborations were very good. So I'm the wrong person to ask when it comes to having an affection for Hodinkee. I never really cared for them. So I don't really know what mistakes they made, but I know that basically what they did is they shifted away from being a great educational and editorial resource and started becoming a seller of watches and a seller of pre-owned watches. And I think it diluted their brand and it diluted their editorial integrity. That's what I understand it in a nutshell. but I am free to be corrected. We've got Buckley in the chat. Yeah, it's an early one today. It's an early one because there's breaking news. There's breaking news. Hodinkee is done. Hodinkee is over. Hey, we've got Shamba Basher in the chat with a super chat already. Beyond the Call of Duty. OC, thank you, Shamba Basher. Really appreciate it. Diego says Ben Clymer can never be trusted ever again. Two-time pump and dump champion, greedy man. Hmm. Is he being greedy again, or was he just greedy the first time when he sold? I don't know. But he's back. He's back as a full-time CEO of whatever is left of Hodinkee for whatever that I don't even know what that means. I mean, the company's being essentially liquidated. Jack Forster left a couple days ago, right? Um, let me just double check. Yeah, I mean, I think Jack Forster is gone. He left a few days ago, so there's nothing. There's nothing left. Hey, McAllen Drinker. What's up, McAllen Drinker? Listening to this, having a coffee at Small World Coffee 08540. No one here has heard the news. Small World Coffee. Uh, oh, I know that place. Oh, yeah. I know Small World Coffee. Are you literally on Nassau? Yeah, I know that place. Cool. Well, good morning, McAllen. Good to have you with us. Guys, over if you're on the original OC stream or the Watch Community Channel stream, upvote the live stream. Upvote the live stream. Let's get to. I'm watching. I'm keeping it. I can see the chat on both channels simultaneously, so you can enter a comment and I'll pull it up on either channel. But if you're on the original OC channel, let's get to 10 likes on the original OC channel, guys. Let's get to 10 likes. And thank you. If you want to super chat or support the show or support our StreamYard license for which is our live streaming platform, please, you can do so on the original OC channel. And we also have a link on the Watch Community channel. So Hodinkee is done. Was fun while it lasted. I don't know if it was fun or not. I mean, I really didn't care too much about Hodinkee. This doesn't really bother me all that much. I understand it's news for a lot of other people, so that's why I'm covering it. But I have no really strong affection for Hodinkee, so I couldn't care less. But we're going to go through Ben Clymer's full statement coming up in 5 minutes, guys. In 5 minutes, we're going to cover the entire statement. That we'll probably go through the press release as well, some of the news coverage. Let's see. Hey, we got Goldfinger. What's up, Goldfinger? Representing Trinidad and Tobago. We've got Joseph D. By the way, I'll greet every single person who types in a comment to the chat this morning. It's Fun Friday, so tell you what, just drop in if you're watching right now, drop a comment in the chat, and I will say hi. Like I'm going to say hi to Jose Antonio Perez. It's over. It's over. I aim to, if your name ethnic in any way, I will try to pronounce it in its full ethnic with full ethnic flair and character. Like Jose Antonio Perez. It's a watch nerd website. I don't go to Hodinkee. I do not ever go to Hodinkee. I very rarely do I go there, and I go there for news and like a watch, like watch related announcements, watch related introductions. But I go to Monochrome first, and then I go to Monochrome, then maybe Hodinkee, then Revolution, then Fratello, and then after that maybe watches by SJX. But I have there's nothing about Hodinkee that's special. Hey, we got JB in the chat. Yo, at the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. It's over. It's over, mofo. It's over, Benny. Benny, you're donezo. Hodinkee is being liquidated. We all saw it coming, man. We all saw it coming, but I think earlier this year, they announced that they were getting rid of all their commercial operations. They were liquidating all of their pre-owned inventory. They were basically shutting down their status as an authorized dealer. So I'm not sure what watches of Switzerland is even buying. I mean, I think this is more of like a, hey, we're basically bankrupt. We're out of business. Is there any way you could like, buy the brand name from us? Because that's really all it is. It's over. It's a shell. It's a shell of a former company. There's nothing for Ben Clymer to run. What's Ben Clymer going to run? It's over. They're going to Watches of Switzerland probably gave him a couple mil. Here, yeah, we'll buy the name. We know you, but all the investors lost all their money. All the investors are done. Hey, got Vimal in the chat. What's up, Vimal? That's Sam F. Lunchtime here in the UK. Hey, it's Watches of Switzerland Group, which is a British company. British company is acquiring Hodinkee. What's up, Sam F? Diego is clarifying. Greedy again. He's saying, I'm back, baby. We're going to turn this ship around. New and revamped. Let's do this, baby. Then, boom, he sells. What a jabroni. Yeah, we're going to be going through Ben Clymer's full statement. He issued a big, what do you call it? An essay. He wrote an essay, guys. Ben Clymer wrote an essay. And we'll read you his essay in 5 minutes. It's pompous. I gotta be honest with you. Diego's right here. This guy's a pompous prick. And I'm coming back. I'm gonna run Hodinkee. And then actually he wasn't even the CEO. he was just there in face only. It's like, it's a fucking sham. It is a sham. Jack Forster left for Watchbox 2 years ago. Okay, thank you. That's right. I think he left Watchbox too. Jack Forster left Watchbox. I'm pretty sure. He left Hodinkee for Watchbox, and I'm pretty sure he left Watchbox. If someone in the chat can confirm that, I think he left and went to Revolution. Just someone in the chat, just let me know. I remember seeing something about that. Hey, Alex from Los Angeles is in the chat. He's on Instagram as a Wristwatchholic. He's also on YouTube as Wristwatchholic. Wow, breaking news. Yeah. Hodinkee is done. It's over. Hey, that's right. Maybe Ben Clymer will jump. Hey, at least I'm going to drop a link. Hold on a second. He's got nothing to do this morning. I tagged Ben. Oh, I should have tagged Ben in the shit. I should have tagged Ben in the title of this video. Special link for Ben Clymer. Guys, I'm going to drop a link. Don't click on this link. This is a special link just for Ben Clymer. So it's hey MJ in the chat, 7 a.m. and the Watch community news anchor is already on the desk. Love it. Happy Friday, everyone. It's right. We're here with breaking news, guys. Hodinkee is done. It's officially over. They are toast. Hodinkee was good pre-COVID. They had a solid 8 years. That was before my time. Before my time. I know that they had some great videos. The John Mayer interviews and talking watches, I think it's called, or whatever. So they did that, and good for them. They did some videos, and they had a website. But other than that, I don't care. I mean, it's not like I don't know. Did they have like a forum or like some kind of message board where people were like, watch enthusiasts came and they interacted with each other and had fun, or was it always just like like a like a blog? I never had an affinity for Hodinkee. I just never really cared about these guys. What a desperate move from Hodinkee and Watches of Switzerland. I don't think it's desperate. They're not going to save the company. It's over. This is all smoke and mirrors. The company's finished. It's toast. It's done. It's being shut down. It's not a move in any way. It's like it's basically there's all the investors lost all their money. It's like, hey, we don't want to be in this business. It's a losing business. We're losing money. We have to get out. We'll sell the brand name to Watches of Switzerland. They could run some editorial. They can run a blog called Hodinkee Blog or whatever. Watch it. Brian's in the chat. Too early for me to type. Yeah, it's too early. It's early, guys. But we're bringing the breaking news to you. AKIF is in the chat from Dubai. We got Bricktop Birding in the chat. Hello, welcome. Thomas Burnett. Thomas Burnett, by the way, helped sent me a screenshot of the press release from Watches of Switzerland. Thank you, Thomas. By the way, do you have a link to that actual press release, or is that just an image? If you could drop that in the, if you have the actual link to the press release, that'd be super helpful. I have the Hodinkee, obviously, the Ben Clymer thing I've pulled up on the screen. But if you have the actual press release, drop it in the Bro House chat, and I'll pick it up. Thanks, Thomas. Good to have you with us. Ben Clymer taking back over as a Hodinkee president. That's right. He's now the full-time CEO of what? I'm not quite sure because it's over. But Thomas says that Ben Clymer coming back as the full-time CEO is a positive move for the publication. No distractions. He can focus on writing decent articles rather than worrying about Crown and Caliber. He can leave that to Watches of Switzerland now. Do you agree with this, guys, in the chat? I think this is putting a pretty rosy rosy analysis on the situation. First of all, Crown and Caliber is basically, it doesn't even exist. They're basically getting rid of all of their commercial operations. They're not going to sell anything anymore. They'll do a couple of collabs, but Watches of Switzerland does collabs too. They're a giant dealer. They don't need Hodinkee to do collabs. They really don't even need Hodinkee for editorial content. Although Watches of Switzerland is one of the weakest in terms of editorial content of any large 1916 company is way better. Bucher doesn't really do editorial. So maybe this is like, hey, Watches of Switzerland wants to strengthen some of their blogs and videos and editorial content. But I don't see them paying all that much money for that. Not at all. Hey, Macallan Drinker is, are you visiting? I know the dealer that you're visiting. I know those guys on. I was there just the other day, as a matter of fact. Shout out to I won't name. I won't say the name of the dealer, but I kind of like those guys. They did some work for my for Mrs. OC's ring. Mrs. OC had a ring that when her mom died a few years ago, she didn't like yellow gold, and so they actually redid it in white gold for her. Hey, this symbolizes the end of the watch trading market, the tulip market, says Buckley. Fair point. Hey, Muhammad Ali is joining us from the UK. No need for Hodinkee. I get my breaking watch news from OC. Yeah, and the watch community channel. What's up, Mohammed? That was a super chat, by the way, guys. Super chat. Please like the super chat. I would really appreciate that. Show your support for both Shamba Basher and Muhammad Ali. If you're watching on the mobile device, you can actually reply to Muhammad Ali. Just you can tap the reply button and you can upvote the super chat. We'll be going through Ben Clymer's full essay. Ben wrote an essay, and we're going to read his essay in about 5 minutes. And I dropped the link for Ben. I dropped a special link for Ben Clymer in the chat. Shoddy Bottawood is in the chat. What's up, Shoddy? Mr. Ghost is here. What's up, Mr. Ghost? Mr. Ghost says, Ben is smart. I think most of us would have done the same thing. Yeah, get out. Get out. Mr. Ghost is watching us on the Watch Community channel. Awesome channel. Awesome channel. Subscribe to that, guys. Everybody subscribe. Thomas Burnett, whose opinion I like. The most successful seller media groups are sellers with a media outlet. That's right. You have to have some component of editorial to give you some credibility. Teddy Baldassar, 1916 Company, and Watchfinder, etc. Rather than the media outlets that sell watches. Hodinkee, as part of Watches of Switzerland, gets the balance right. Hey, he's very optimistic. Thomas is optimistic about this. Guys, why are we poo-pooing this? This is a great thing for Watches of Switzerland, and it's a great thing for Hodinkee. Guys, it's not over. It's just the beginning. We're on to great new heights. We've got Johnny O in the chat, joining from Chicagoland. Good morning. We got Gatsby in the chat. Gatsby says, "Morning, OC. I like this breakfast stream idea." Yeah, I don't. This is the we only do morning streams for breaking news and for auctions, and that's it. Breaking news, auctions, and Watches and Wonders news, Watches and Wonders releases or whatever. I like the breakfast stream idea. Between Hodinkee, FTX, and a divorce, Tom Brady will be playing for years to come. Yeah, Tom Brady was an investor in Hodinkee. Looks like he's lost all his money. It's over. Yeah, this is a good point. Buckley says Watches of Switzerland already has a pre-owned partner. They already have a kind of a pre-owned part of the business. They acquired Analog Shift. They're not just partnered. They own Analog Shift. So there you go. Buckley corrects me, says, no, let's be honest. They were the best at making videos around vintage watch collecting. So good that they created a market. Then the downturn started with collaborations, and then it ended with the Crown and Caliber. Sellout. Yeah. Yeah, they started out making videos. They started out as a great resource for education, and then they started doing collabs, which I never liked any of their collaborations. Then they became an authorized dealer, big authorized dealer, and then they decided to get into pre-owned with Crown and Caliber, and that was a disaster. They bought Crown and Caliber at the height of the market, and it ruined the company. Or it could be argued that the acquisition of Crown and Caliber basically made them, because they ended up buying tens of millions of dollars worth of inventory that ended up being essentially worthless. Yeah, what a disaster. What a disaster. Does Watches of Switzerland have much of a United States presence? They do, actually. They actually have quite a few retail locations. Watches of Switzerland acquired Mayors several years ago, and they also have their own retail presence. So I would say they probably have 10, 20 stores. Someone in the chat, can you do a little bit of research? How many physical stores does Watches of Switzerland have? And they have I mean, in New York City, they have one in American Dream, which is across the river in New Jersey. They have one in Soho. They have one in Hudson Yards, and they have one in Vanderbilt. So they have 4 like Watches of Switzerland locations just in the New York City area, which is kind of crazy. And then they have Mayors, which is in Florida and in the Southeast, I believe. So they have quite a bit of a U.S. presence from a retail perspective. Yeah, it's a good question. He's curious because Watches of Switzerland is a UK company, but most of Hodinkee's cloud is in the United States. You're correct on that, but Watches of Switzerland does have a pretty big UK. I would say they're number 3. They may even be number 2. I mean, behind Bucherer. Behind Bucherer, Watches of Switzerland is probably number 2 in terms of retail presence as an authorized dealer. So they're not bad. They're not small. Buckley says, of course, Ben wants out. How much longer will the spruiking of Zenith, Grand Seiko, and other nerd followings continue to work? At some point, you realize, I should have bought the fucking sub. Yeah. They didn't just promote nerd watches, though, right? No, they promoted other stuff. Yeah. But Watches of Switzerland has a pretty big U.S. presence. Bricktop. They have quite a few stores. They're easily number 2 in the United States. Hey, upvoted on both streams. Mr. Ghost, thank you guys. If you're watching this on the original OC channel, upvote the live stream. Yeah, let's get to 20 votes, 20 upvotes on the original OC channel. And let me just see how things are going on the Y community channel. Make sure everything's okay over there. Yeah, everything's good. Everything's good over there. Let's get those guys up to 15 likes on the Watch community channel, guys. We're dual casting. We're dual casting on both channels. Choose whatever channel you like to watch. But you can super chat on the original OC channel. Hey, Diego says, Diego knows all about Watches of Switzerland because I think he has several ADs around his area. Watches of Switzerland not only owns many locations in the United States, but they run many brand-only boutiques. Tudor, Breitling, Tag Heuer, Grand Seiko, etc. There you go. Thank you very much for that, Diego. And Watches of Switzerland has 2 locations in Las Vegas. Yeah, they're not small. They're not small. Hodinkee is definitely more of probably a US centric brand. And it's going to be interesting to see what they do. We're going to read Ben Clymer's essay. He wrote an essay, guys, I have no doubt that he wrote it all by himself. He wrote a long, long essay. I didn't count the words, but we're going to go through Ben Clymer's essay in about 5 minutes. And the link to join the panel is pinned if you're on the OC channel, and it's dropped in the chat. I'll drop it again. Don't click on the one that says special link for Ben. That one is saved just for Ben Clymer. But if you want to join the panel, boom. 10 Watches of Switzerland stores in the United States. Yeah, but how many mayors? I mean, mayors is just because they slap it has a different name slapped on the outside of the store. It doesn't mean it's different. It's the same store. So how many mayors are there? It's cool being able to pull up chats from both streams. I love that. Guys, there's over 50 people watching, believe it or not, across both streams. Well, if you're just joining us, if you're new to the channels, welcome to the original OC channel and the Watch Community channel, the fastest growing watch-related channels in the history of YouTube. It's true. I wouldn't just make that up. If someone wants to join me on the panel, we will start reading Ben Clymer's essay. He wrote an essay, and the essay is called Hodinkee Joins Forces with Watches of Switzerland. He didn't say we're sold. He didn't say we were acquired. He doesn't say anything. He says we're partnering. We're joining forces. Gatsby, yellow super chat. That's what I'm talking about, guys. We're up early for you. We're up early for you to bring you the breaking news. Where else are you going to get live coverage like this? Where else are you going to get great live coverage of breaking news stories? Thank you very much for the super chat. Gatsby says, OC, since you're up so early, coffee and donut is on me. Thank you, man. Actually, I'm gonna treat myself after this live stream. I'm gonna treat myself to a Boston cream donut, courtesy of Gatsby and a coffee. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate the show of appreciation. Hey, we got Trap Vision 3D. He's in traffic listening to the live stream. Hey, how about this? How about I start reading the article? It's a very long essay. It's a very long essay. Yeah, he wrote a retirement essay. So let's read it. If I can find, I've got a gazillion tabs open. So let's, boom. Let's see. Look at this great graphic, guys. Look at this. We're partnering with Watches of Switzerland, guys. We're joining forces. Howdy, y'all. All right, let's go through this. Let's go. I made it nice and big, so for you guys following along, you can actually read along. But for those listening in the car or just listening, I'm going to put on my best my best broadcast voice. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right. Hodinkee joins forces with Watches of Switzerland. And what that means for you, us, and the greater world of watches. This is an essay, guys. This is an essay by Benjamin Clymer. These aren't my words. Are you ready? This may take a couple hours. It's a long one, but we're gonna go through it. I'll do my best. I'm gonna do my best, guys. Here we go. This is Ben Clymer. I started writing about watches on the domain www.hodinkee.com over 16 years ago. Since then, we've had a pretty good run. Actually, you know what? we've had a really, really good run. And it's been a run that I never could have imagined, frankly, sitting in my fourth floor walk up on Spring Street when I first registered this domain. What began as a passion project for me to combine my four great loves, writing, photography, the internet, and of course, watches, is now the most widely read watch platform in the world, seeing over 20 million people per year, and at our peak, selling $100 million worth of watches in a year. And over the course of the lifespan of Hodinkee, making lots of people fall in love with these beautiful little machines for the wrist. For that, and for the community that has grown up around us, I am immensely proud. Aw, aw, aw. Okay. Aw, how sweet. At our peak, we did 100 million in revenue. Wow, amazing. And that is an amazing feat. As to go from an editorial resource, like a blog, basically writing articles, to doing 100 million in revenue. Where did it all go wrong, man? Where did it all go wrong? Hey, we got Jock in the chat. What's up, Jock? Jock says, good afternoon, everyone, and happy Friday. Yeah, we're doing breaking news here on the Watch Community channel and the original OC channel. Let me get myself off this, move myself off a little bit. You guys can see this, right? Pretty good? Yeah, you can see this. Marcelo, what's up?
Hey, you can hear me? Good, good. Happy New Year, Shana Tova.
Shana Tova, everybody in the chat. And you, Marcelo, what's going on? Hey, have you heard the news? Hodinkee is over. They're done. They sold to Watches of Switzerland.
I don't know. They're already over like I think it was like 3 years ago, right? I mean, I'm not joking, right? It was. We talked about it that time. Remember?
Yeah, but they're really over now officially.
Okay. I mean, hey, you know what? I mean, we always say, listen to businessmen. I mean, this is people that invest billions. They seem like very smart businessmen. And in the end, everything go bakakt. Fuck me dead.
Yeah. Well, the investors lost their money, but the investors had plenty of time to sell, but they couldn't have predicted that the market would have gone down. They bought Crown and Caliber at the peak of the market, and when they bought all of that inventory, they were basically buying a noose around their neck, because then the market dropped and all of that inventory became worthless, and that was really the end of the beginning of the end for them. But hang tight. I'm gonna go through this long essay. Ben Clymer wrote a very long essay, so we need to try and get through it here. So let's go to the next paragraph.
Yeah, Ben Clymer is full of bullshit. He also said, it was made nearly 2,600 Lamons, and is going to be released next year. The reverse Lamon, also 26 versions. I know, because I'm so connected. I am the only one that visited the Rolex headquarters. I know Rolex. Here, you see? Full of bullshit.
Full of it. He's full of himself. I can rattle off. This is Ben Clymer talking. I can rattle off a list of achievements. Oh my God, this is. I don't even want to. This is already laborious to read. Do I dare read it? Okay. I can rattle off a list of achievements. Time Magazine's 50 best websites in the world. Fast Company's most innovative company 4, maybe 5 times. Fortune's 40 under 40 list, etc. I can rattle off a list of achievements of moments that will live on in wristwatch lore. The first talking watches, the cheese knife, or travel clock, which remains awesome. You're just going to have to trust me there. Our collaborations with Vacheron, Hermes, IWC, Omega, MB&F, etc. Or tout just how incredible our business has been. And those would be fair things to cite when looking at Hodinkee's past. But I think sometimes people spend too much time looking at the past of Hodinkee and not enough about the present or future. Fuck, this guy is delusional.
Hey,
Shit,
think.
now listen.
Wait, you need to think about it. It's like, listen, um, I want to be hired. I want to continue make money. I mean, I cannot say that I was completely a piece of shit. Like everything that I need to market myself nicely, right? I mean, this is basically what he's doing. You see?
Well, I mean, it's a list. It's a list of achievements for sure. God, okay. Listen, I understand. He's writing an essay, guys. This is what he does for a living.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
a writer.
exactly.
First paragraph was, "Hey, it's in a momentous day. The second, all the great things that we did. Let's see what he says next. Right now, and as of August of this year, Hodinkee is more focused on creating the best, most informative, and entertaining content around watches in the world than it has been in years, literally years. And it's been about more than just one voice. Guys, the team of writers we have in place now is changing the game. Believe in them as the future leaders of this industry. And as you've seen, our priority is editorial. That doesn't mean this is a charity. And I was clear about what we would continue to do in this open letter. In spite of the 460 plus comments, it's as if many chose not to read it. Ooh, he's getting a little bit defensive here. He's getting a little defensive. Yeah. He's like, listen, guys, we're focused on editorial. Well, that's what people were complaining about, that your priority wasn't editorial. It was selling all these bullshit used watches and all these bullshit. And now you're trying to say that your focus is on editorial, and that's your priority. Yeah, he's referencing the comments in the chat. Not a good look. It's not a good. A little defensive. Yep. So, and by the way, I love how he goes out of way to say, and since day one, it's been about more than just one voice. It's like, hey, a lot of the focus is on me, Ben Clymer, but it's really not me. It's a great team of people. If you have to blame someone, don't blame me, blame a whole bunch of people. Shifting the blame. He's shifting the blame. And when we...
This is funny. It's almost, when you actually talk about the company, see, look how amazing you are, and then you try to be him, but no, there is a team behind me. It's not only me. This is nice. In this case, it's like, hey, I mean, if you want to blame me, it's not me. Blame the team.
That's right. Blame the team. And when we, Hodinkee, do and I was going to talk about how great his limited editions are. And when we, Hodinkee, do a limited edition, you best believe we are doing so for a good reason. It's because we have something to add to the global narrative of a product. Oh, for fuck's sake, this guy. Oh, we've got something to add.
Look, it's looking to be hired. It's like, wow, Clymer, what amazing guy. He was in Hodinkee, and we have a big chance to basically hire him for, I guess, a lot of money, because he just wrote this, that about what is his importance,
Yeah, but wait till you see what he reveals at the end. I mean, according to him, he's not going anywhere. He's not applying for any jobs. He doesn't want to leave. I mean, you're going to get to the good part later. So when we do a limited edition, we have something to add to the global narrative around a product. Get the fuck out of here. What is it? What do they add? All right. Someone in the chat's going to name. Oh, but OC, they did a collaboration with Hoyer one time that was really kind of good. It had a splash of green on the dial or whatever. I mean, okay, prove me wrong. Some of the collaborations were good. I get it. I would never buy one ever. But if somebody bought one and someone thought, hey, you know what? They took this watch and they made it so much better by putting they're adding their 2 cents. Let me know in the chat. We helped support and build. They helped support and build the watch industry of today, and now we must adapt with it. Hodinkee helped support and build the watch industry.
Oh, see, what you're talking about? We all start to collect watches just because of Hodinkee. If it wasn't
Well,
Hodinkee,
they helped. They helped. Yeah, they helped. Here's the thing: watches and the world around them have changed a lot over the last few years, in a shocking way, really. And if there's one truth in Hodinkee and, well, in me, Ben talking, it's that we will never stop moving forward. We will try things. Many of them will work, some of them will not. And all the while, we believe it is our duty to keep pushing for the sake of the greater watch industry. So, with that in mind, I'm here to tell you that as of today, I'm running for president of the United States. Oh, no. Hodinkee is joining forces with a group we and the entire industry have long admired. One of the oldest and most important partners to over 120 watch and jewelry brands, Watches of Switzerland.
Okay.
Jesus.
Why you cannot admit
The buildup.
that push in the corner, you guys don't have money and you guys sold the company with with the pants under your ass.
Man, what a buildup. What a buildup. I actually like his writing style, to be honest. I really like his writing style. It's kind of informal. It's like he's talking. And I like the way I actually like the way he does his punctuation and the way he kind of does. I kind of like the way he writes. I'll be honest. I like it. It's like I can read it and I can envision him talking. I like it. And with that, I like the informality of it like that. Oh, and with that, I'm coming back to Hodinkee. What? He was gone? I thought he was already back. I'm coming back to Hodinkee. Like, what the fuck? Well, didn't he announce like several months ago that he was back? Oh, by the way, guys, I'm back again. No. I mean it. I'm really back. Jesus Christ. I'm back full time as president and primary decision maker. Watches of Switzerland is the right partner for me and this business, and now is the right time. As some of you may know, I stepped down as CEO in 2020 and took a bit of time for myself and my family. Or, in other words, I sold out. I took the cash and I ran. With that, ownership and control of Hodinkee was no longer with me. Yes, I remained a board member, and yes, I was still part of the team, but not in the way I think you would want me to be. Not in the way we want you to be, Ben. We really need you back. We were crying. We were sad. What you were part of the team the way we wanted you to be. As of today, the moment this story is published, I am indeed the primary leader of Hodinkee, and as of today, there should be no confusion about the ownership.
I don't know. We're talking about Ben Clymer or Steve Jobs, because I'm getting confused.
I don't know. It sounds like this. Is this guy thinks he's like the head of like a massive operation? He's the primary leader of Hodinkee. What does that mean? What does Hodinkee do? They write articles. Who gives a fuck? And as of today, there should be no confusion. We're part of Watches of Switzerland Group fully, proudly, and henceforth. So that means they bought 100% of the business. Okay, which means their Hodinkee is done. It's toast. All the investors got wiped out. All the investors were basically wiped out.
Watches of Switzerland, they're selling only used watches, right?
No. Watches of Switzerland is one of the biggest new watch dealers in the world.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Watches of Switzerland is big in.
That's why I'm wondering, Don't.
Yeah. Behind Bucherer, Watches of Switzerland. I mean, they're big ones like Hodinkee in the Middle East. There's Hourglass in Singapore and Australia. But I think Watches of Switzerland is definitely in the top 10 In the United States, they're number 2 behind Bucherer in terms of number of doors. Brian in the chat says that, let me see if I can find it here.
So wait a second. I mean, I understand that they have a lot of money. Why buying a failure company?
Well, they probably didn't pay that much money for it. Let's be honest. The company was basically bankrupt, and so this is a face-saving move. So, like, listen, Watches of Switzerland. Do you want like some editorial resources? We have like a team of editorial people. Why don't you buy us for like, I don't know what they paid, but but it's not a. They probably didn't pay a lot of money. Like, hey, give us a few million as a token, and you'll have access to the brand name and the back catalog of videos and the back catalog of articles and all that stuff. So it's really not.
Basically,
buying,
it sounds like buying an advertisement company.
Yeah, it's buying a brand name more than anything else. According to the Watches of Switzerland annual report, they have 56 stores in the U.S. That's a lot of locations. So, Marcel, they have 56 stores just in the United States, selling new watches. Yeah, it's a lot. Thank you for that, Brian. Really appreciate it. Here's a listen. When you announce something on a Friday, you know what that means, right? Bad news. People get fired on Friday, and in this case, Hodinkee got fired. Yeah, they announced it on a Friday, so you know what that means. It's bad news. Mr. G is in the chat. What's up, Mr. G? He says Watches of Switzerland is the worst owner you can expect for Hodinkee. This is a panic sale. Okay. Hey, Whole Milk's in the chat. What's up, Whole Milk? Good to see you. Whole Milk, Hodinkee, Vacheron Constantin, Corne de Vache was a great collaboration. Okay, there you go. I don't even know what that is. I mean, I know what a Vacheron Corne de Vache is, but I don't know what the Hodinkee version is like. I'm not going to pull it up, but I trust your judgment, Whole Milk. Hodinkee have been helping the watch world as being a pit stop for name collectors to advertise their collection before dumping them in the auctions. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. And we got SE in the chat, joining from Germany. Good afternoon. What's up, SE? Good to have you in the chat. Guys, it's the original OC channel and the Watch Community channel. Breaking news, Hodinkee is done. It's over. They have sold whatever's left, which is basically nothing, to the Watches of Switzerland Group, a British company that owns and operates a whole host of retailing locations in UK and the United States.
Hey, I don't want to sound fanatic here, but this is our new year today, and they actually sold the company.
It's a new year and a new era for me and Hodinkee.
Oh shit!
So he's back, guys. He's back full time as the president. So don't you feel better? I mean, like, I know you wanted me back in this role ever since 2020 when I left. Everyone told me, listen, guys, I want you back with Hodinkee. I want, it doesn't feel right with you not being there full time. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so how did we get here? God, how long is this essay, guys? How long is this essay? Well, so how did we get here? Well, it's a long, winding story. Yeah, tell me about it. But suffice it to say, Hodinkee has always been a business that people liked and respected. Famously, we received our first acquisition offer over 10 years ago when we were all of 3 people. Instead, we raised money and went out on our own. That was around 2015 or so. Around the same time, I received an email from a friend in Europe saying I should talk to some folks at the largest UK retailer because they were thinking about the US market. I did, and those people were Brian Duffy and David Hurley. Then, and still now, the guys behind the Watches of Switzerland Group. We got along great, and I remember thinking then, wow, if these guys came into the United States, it would really, really shake things up. And it has, and all for the better. Because you have to remember just how well bad watch retail was in the United States 10 years ago. Sure, you could get watches more easily, but the product was often commoditized, with poor experiences for the consumer more frequent than was deserved. Watches of Switzerland, when they came into the United States, helped change that, and with it, the entire retail scene here. With Watches of Switzerland in place, others had to level up, and they did. The US market is now the largest and most stable market for watches in the world.
Look, now that if they're working for a watch company now, you can forget about legitimate reviews about watches.
Yeah, I think the reviews for about watches are good. It's just that they did a lot of watch reviews for watches that were not, brands that they carried. And when you do that, you never say bad things about the watches, which is I get it. Like when you introduce a watch, you don't if there are bad things to be said, they should be said. But when you're selling those watches, you can't really do that. So, but I mean, Tim Mosso and the guys at 1916 Company say the same thing. If you're selling a watch, if you're selling a car, you don't say, oh well, this has really bad handling, or it's not, or it's real slow, or it has bad fuel economy. You talk about the things that are good about it. So I get it. Um,
But it's all biased now, no?
yeah, but they were biased because Hodinkee was a retailer too.
Yeah.
They had over 20 or 30 brands just as Hodinkee. Over the past few years, first fueled by the hot market during COVID, and then perhaps by its cooling shortly thereafter, this tiny industry that I'm proud to be a part of has gotten larger in footprint but smaller in its number of primary players. Basically, everyone started to look at how they could work together. We also received a bunch of notes from CEOs and owner types to see if Hodinkee would be interested in joining forces. In other words, selling the company. And in most cases, from my perspective as the founder, as well as that of our CEO and shareholders, the answer was no. It just didn't make sense. It wasn't exciting. And frankly, you guys would have hated a lot of those ideas. And that played a big role here. But the plan that Watches of Switzerland put in front of us made a lot of sense. Actually, more than that, it got me excited. So much so that I wanted to step into a formal leadership role at this company for the first time in almost 4 years.
Man, the guy's so good of how much bullshit come out of his mouth.
Oh yeah. So what is the plan? Imagine the Hodinkee that I built as an editorial leader, but with the backing of arguably the best partner in the watch industry, the best partner that the watch industry has in the Western world, a company that sells almost $2 billion per year of watches globally, that represents 120 different brands from top to bottom, big and small. Not only does Watches of Switzerland support the big guys, but as of May of this year, they've partnered with AHCI and is the exclusive retail partner to the GPHG for North America. Wow. That's why I'm partnering with them. They're the best guys. Now it makes sense. It makes sense. I could have sold all those other times, but it didn't make sense. But now I'm excited.
Shit.
Oh man, Thomas Burnett is in the chat. Thomas Burnett says, I think with a focus back on the publication, Watches of Switzerland will want to keep Ben Clymer incentivized as Hodinkee has been hemorrhaging money. Hopefully, it will be back to putting out good content of old.
I mean, they cannot buy Ben Clymer and fire Dol Hodinkee, right? I mean, could they do that?
Well, listen. When I think part of when when they went to Watches of Switzerland and said, "Hey, can you buy us for a couple of million? We're about to go bankrupt." I mean, Watches of Switzerland said, "Yeah, but in order to put a good face on it, we need to. Can you at least stay with us for a year?" And Ben's like, okay, I'll come back full time as the president. That keep in mind, president of Hodinkee is meaningless. It's done. So I'll come back and I'll pretend to be running Hodinkee, the editorial group for a year or whatever. You'll see in a year he'll be gone. Watches Switzerland's going to pay him to do nothing. This guy's he's a retired guy. He's not going to work. He's not going to work hard. He's not going to it's over. It's over, guys. I mean, does anyone blame Ben? I'm Team Ben. Got to think realistically. There you go. Yeah, no one. I don't think. Listen, you got to sell. If the company's going out of business, and you get an offer, whatever offer it is, you take it. Watches of Switzerland has not declared the acquisition price, implying it's immaterial to their financial performance. 100%. Yeah, this is a small transaction for them. It's probably like 5 million, if that. It's probably not. I mean, all the investors lost their money. Ben Clymer cashed out 4 years ago, so he was smart. Got to hand it to him. So he can come back because he's set for life.
Well, what pissed me off about Ben Clymer is that when you make a estimation review about something and you make a mistake, make another video, something to admit that you did a mistake. And it doesn't do that.
Vimal says, I'm going through the Watches of Switzerland press release. Sounds like they wanted the limited edition collaborations. Okay, but how many of those do you really sell? Online sales traffic. Okay. And the back end insurance. Yeah, they have a deal with Chubb Insurance. So they get like 10% or 10 or 20% of whatever they sell to Chubb, probably. So that puts Watches of Switzerland in the insurance game, but they probably are already in the insurance game. And they said that the Hodinkee Journal will remain independent, which is basically saying that we don't care. I get it. Yep. Yeah, let's. Rose's then chat says, "OC, you sarcastically read press releases better than most. You can hear yourself say fucking BS underneath every sigh." Thank you, Rose.
But we'll see. From what you see, does this affect us at all? This whole Hodinkee thing? I mean, regarding market prices or something? I mean, what is?
It shouldn't affect us in any way, shape, or form. No. This is a blip. Hodinkee will be gone, and people will remember it as they did great videos. But that's it. In other words, Watches of Switzerland is, well, watches. And I think that should make a lot of you happy. In the past, there seemed to be some confusion about who exactly called the shots here. Like we gave a fuck. And now Hodinkee is in my hands, and a company that is dedicated to the furthering of nothing but the global culture of watches. And that should feel great.
Look,
oh my God.
The way that he described it almost sound like if it wasn't Hodinkee, we wouldn't exist. It's like it's ridiculous.
He's really a little bit. He thinks Hodinkee is like. I mean, I understand a lot of this is hyperbole. That means he's kind of puffing it up.
Yeah.
But you can also sense a sense of pomposity. Like a very big ego. Hodinkee is in my hands now, and isn't that great for the entire world of watches? Like, you really think you matter all that much? I mean, none of these guys, Waco, Jack Ford, no one cares. You write a fucking review, so what?
Yeah, and if to be honest with you, I way prefer Waco. I mean, he's in my opinion a bit way better than John Clymer. I mean,
yeah, fuck John Clymer. Let's now. What will this mean for our site? Like we're all waiting with bated breath. Oh, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen now? Please tell us. Well, as I said in August, we're going to sit back from retail. In other words, we failed at retail, so we basically liquidated that part of the business. Under my leadership, we bought Crown and Caliber at the peak of the market, and it basically we borrowed so much money to buy Crown and Caliber that it basically ruined us financially.
But
So we're
we cannot
yeah,
admit this. Shh.
yeah. But and as I said back in August, we're no longer going to sell watches anymore. like they're basically not going to sell. They worked hard to become an authorized dealer. We're not going to do that anymore. So we're going to step back. We're going to step back from retail, and we're going to let our new partners at Watches of Switzerland do the heavy lifting here. Yeah, that's what we decided to do. Listen,
Hey,
Watches.
you forgot about the Hodinkee insurance also? They actually had their insurance policy. What happened
Yeah,
with
but
that?
they didn't do anything. It was just basically a link on their website, and then Chubb handled all of the underwriting. So it's really Chubb Insurance. By the way, I'm renewing my Hodinkee insurance on October 23rd. Do you know how much I pay per year in insurance to Hodinkee?
Uh, Please let me know.
I pay I think it's 4,500 a year.
This is for all the watches?
Almost all of them. There's some of them that aren't. Some of them that aren't insured, but most
Oh,
of them are.
you. Um, wow. I mean, look,
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice that they cover fully all the watches. In Japan, I checked some insurance. No, they didn't cover like that. They cover even the Hodinkee cover insurance. Mommy was checking. It came up to be completely bananas. I mean, I was talking with Boston Collector that time. He was laughing. He came up to be like a joke here.
Hmm. Yeah, but you don't have to tell me on the air. I'll
Yeah.
ask you rhetorically, but you do have your watches insured, correct?
We will
Please,
talk. Right.
please. Well, insure the watches. Insure the watches, Marcelo.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna step back from retail and we're gonna let our new wonderful partners at Watches of Switzerland do all the heavy lifting and all the selling. We'll do the writing and the special things that only we can do. That means we will now have more time and energy to focus on what we believe truly makes us special: the ability to inform, educate, and entertain. He said, "Listen, this is shit I would say. This is the shit that we do on our live streams." Frankly, I'll say that we do this better than Hodinkee. I mean, we can't do videos with John Mayer. We can't do interviews with like top collectors, but in terms of our ability to provide edutainment, I think we do a pretty damn good job here. Will we cover the brands that Watches of Switzerland doesn't sell? Absolutely. Will we cover interesting retailers that have nothing to do with Watches of Switzerland? Absolutely. Will we now be able to activate from time to time in one of the group's over 230 boutiques and showrooms around the world? Absolutely. And how amazing is that? Wow, they have 230 locations. That's incredible.
See, something that I don't understand. I mean, what was his background? How he managed to have to be able to review all these celebrities, and the celebrities agree being reviewed by him when basically he started as I don't want to use the word a nobody, but definitely, it's the same thing like me going to go to Hollywood. They're going to go to all the celebrities and everybody going to open the doors. It doesn't work like that. Why it happened with
Why? Well, I think what he did do a good job positioning the Hodinkee brand
him?
as the most trusted online resource for watch enthusiasts. And they were backed by venture capital. So they had Tom Brady. They might have even had some watch people involved. I don't know if John Mayer was involved uh, in the business. And so he would go to these celebrities and say, "Hey, you have watches. Well, John Mayer is one of our advisors, and he's an investor, and Tom Brady, and we're the the number one website for people that come to learn about watches, and you'll be able to promote yourself to our watch community. So, and just like when people come on the streams and do unboxings,
Yeah, he
we'll,
created door.
and others, yeah, it's like, hey,
Well,
you get to
something.
show off, your collection. So you're breaking up just a little bit, or it might be me.
Yeah,
Let's continue on with the article here. So, how amazing is that to be able to do Hodinkee events all around the globe and have a home wherever we go has long been a dream of ours. Like how many Hodinkee events would you want to go to? I mean, basically, they're gonna now this makes sense for Watches of Switzerland, right? To have Ben Clymer on the payroll, they're gonna send Ben Clymer on the road. He's gonna be on tour. Now, this actually makes sense. I hadn't thought about this. So Ben Clymer as the is now the Tim Masso basically of Watches of Switzerland. You can send this guy. Let's say Watches of Switzerland is doing a boutique opening, or they're doing an event somewhere. You send Ben Clymer there. He's basically like a monkey that
yeah,
watches. Yeah, but he's a high paid monkey, and he's a big name. I mean, if one of your ads was the Watches of Switzerland in Tokyo, and hey, we're doing a reception tonight, a party, and Ben Clymer's going to be there. You know what? You're going to try to be at that party, right?
of course.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty smart thing. So if they leverage Ben that way a brand ambassador for Watches of Switzerland, coming to, I mean, the way he's twisting it, we're going to do Hodinkee events. Bullshit. You're going to be doing Watches of Switzerland events, fucker.
Yeah.
You're now their fucking paid monkey. You're gonna rack up frequent flyer miles, but you're gonna be doing it for them. They're gonna tell you, hey, here's our list of locations and here's the schedule that you're gonna hit. You're gonna be at all these places this year. Yeah, that is actually a smart thing for watch. If they paid Hodinkee a few $1 million a year and they got that in return, I think that was really smart. So let's go back to the chat here. We got some good people in the chat with some good comments. Let's see here. Buckley says, let's not forget, OC, without Ben, there's nobody following John Mayer. And then there's half the AP Boys Vintage Daytona people. In fact, yeah, there's a lot of they did help bring focus on vintage and the hype people. Yep, I get it. You're right. Mikey Cassio's in the chat. Got Rose saying Hodinkee only makes a small commission when they sell that Chubb policy to you. Yeah, I think they probably make 5-10%, and a much smaller fee when you renew. They're just a brokerage. Wouldn't ever pay their New York City rent. Yeah, I know. It's not a big business for them.
Mm.
Yeah, Vimal says you haven't insured the Le Mans. Come on, insure the Le Mans. It's going to cost you $3,000 a year to insure it, but you should insure it. Something happens to that, you're out a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, we talk later.
Talk later. Insure the watch, Marcelo.
Okay.
Will we trash watches? That Watches of Switzerland does this? Absolutely. Yeah. Vimal says, OC, Ben Clymer has a great pedigree, ex Goldman Sachs, with a product that was new to the market. Plus, I suspect the recent celebrity coverage is brand nudged. Covering Kevin Hart to curry favors with AP. Yeah, smart. Yeah, Ben himself is he's pretty slick. He's a slick marketer. He's a good writer. No doubt
No,
about it.
see, I think if you're already, whatever you did in the past, had the connection with a very important celebrity, enough one to start, let's say, this whole company, and then using your very good friend to starting bring different other celebrities and go from there. So I think it started from a point, not like I said before, completely out of the blue, without no connections. They already had some link of connections.
Exactly. Vimal, I agree with you. I agree with you that he does have a pedigree. Hey, Ryan Singer is in the chat and he upvoted. Guys, we have 80 people watching us right now. We're doing live streams on the original OC and Watch community channels. 82 people. We just said 82 people, guys. Upvote the live stream on the original OC channel. I want to see, come on, I want to see a lot more upvotes than I currently see. I'd like to see 25 upvotes on the original OC channel. And on the Watch community channel, let's see here.
Say further, not only upvote, please, you guys, some of you guys probably have connection with some kind of celebrity. Contact the celebrities to come to here, and maybe we should have the connections ourselves.
Yeah. Let's get the 30 likes on the Watch community channel, guys. If you're on the Watch community channel, hit the upvote button. Let's get to 30 likes. And on the original OC channel, let's get to 25 likes. All right, we're approaching the end of the Ben Clymer retirement essay. So this is it, the final paragraphs. To me, Hodinkee becoming a part of Watches of Switzerland Group will allow us to be the best version of Hodinkee possible. And with them being a partner to, well, pretty much everyone in the entire industry, we can't wait for the future. As for me, I'm thrilled to be back in the driver's seat and doing so with Brian Duffy, David Hurley, and the entire Watches of Switzerland Group by my side. Now that this deal is done and I've suited up again, you'll be seeing a lot more of me around here. Until then, keep reading and we'll talk again very soon.
Fuck me, Dad. I mean, that was even longer than Lord of the Ring movie.
It could have been a series. If you're just joining us, guys, Hodinkee is over. Hodinkee has sold whatever was left to the Watches of Switzerland Group. Ben Clymer has written a long essay, and he's Ben Clymer's back as the president of Hodinkee, whatever that means. But that said, Hodinkee has joined forces, in Ben's words, with Watches of Switzerland. Diego throwing a little shade at Ben Clymer here. You couldn't pay me to go to a Watches of Switzerland event, let alone if Ben Clymer were there. Wow, it's tough. We have Aussie expat in the chat. Does anyone really care about Hodinkee at this point? I'm going to say Ben. People care about Ben as a celebrity. Do they care about Hodinkee? No. And Dewey says, I can't imagine him agreeing to this without a seat on the board. I don't think Ben gets a seat on the board. He's not going to get this. He's nobody. He's going to be with the company for about a year, and then he's going to be done.
Shit.
Yeah. Skies and Boys is in the chat. We met Skies and Boys in London, Marcelo.
Yeah, we did.
Great guy. Nice guy.
Ben.
Ben will be coming to London.
Yeah. Well, would you mind meet him?
If Watches of Switzerland were doing an event here in New York, I would, and they say, oh, Ben Clymer and other people are going to be there. Yeah, I would. It makes it more likely that I will go. I'll be honest. Watches of Switzerland wants more of that celebrity enhancement. That's a good way of putting it. Yeah. They want a little bit of editorial. They want some edutainment. They want a little bit of spice. They're an old, stodgy British company.
Mm.
Mr. Moa, Mr. One Moa. What the hell is Hodinkee again? Yeah, that's what most people think of them. Oh, people in the watch world know who they are. It's one of the first websites that you go to when there's watch news or there's watch reviews, and they do make video. They make good videos. They interview celebrities, and those, for the most part, are good videos, right?
Well, if they get in now the whole team, so I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I think definitely Hodinkee. They're the one of the biggest names, one of the biggest names in the watch editorial space, in the watch review space. I never bought a watch from them. I did buy insurance from them, so there you go. I mean, I trusted them enough
You know
because I
what?
knew that they were backed by Chubb.
I don't know if I'm going to do right now a good comparison. I might be completely wrong, but let me try. What about Hodinkee, Ben Clymer, and Vess Teddy Belazar?
What about Ben Clymer and what about Teddy?
Yeah, if we're trying to use,
Compare
compare.
them?
Yeah.
Oh, well, uh, Teddy is taking it slow. Teddy started off doing watch videos, and
Mm,
then he became an online dealer, and now he has one physical store. But
yeah,
he's
but
not
if
doing pre-owned. Oh, actually, he bought a whole bunch of stuff from from Crown and Caliber. Did you
yeah,
know
but
that?
influence a lot of stars coming to his show, so he's doing pretty much what Ben Clymer actually did, kind of.
Well, I don't think Teddy Baldazar does celebrity interviews. The only one he really does is Kevin O'Leary, which has been a big hit for him. When he partnered with Kevin O'Leary, it's kind of like Kevin's kind of uh, they're like oil and water, but they're a good team. It's like lightning in a bottle. Those two have good chemistry because you can see Kevin thinks he's so smart, and then Teddy's kind of like laughing under his breath. It's like I know way more about watches than you do, but you're way richer than I am. So it's like so I have to like be nice. It's kind of a funny dynamic. Um, but Teddy does a good job. But he's not. He's Teddy doesn't swing in the same circles as Ben Clymer. Ben Clymer's in all the parties. He's invited to all the. He got the Le Mans, right? Ben
Yeah.
Clymer got the Le Mans. He's part of your club.
In this case, I already want to sell the Lamont if he's a part of my club. Fuck me dead. I mean, I'm in a better company.
Yeah. What what puts people off in the United States about watches of Switzerland? Is it because they're a British company? No, it's not. I think Watches of Switzerland has a reputation for being, how do I put this? Well, certainly in the UK, from the reputation that we have about Watches of Switzerland comes mainly from the reputation that they have in the UK,
Mm.
which is basically that they don't treat their customers very well. And Thomas, I'd like to hear your take on that. Uh, they're enthusiasts there that it's the people in the UK that complain about Watches of Switzerland and what goldsmiths and what are the places that Watches of Switzerland owns. I think that people in the UK are the ones where how we formed the bad opinion of Watches of Switzerland. Speaking of bad opinions, if the panel couldn't get any worse, Brian.
I'm awake now, fikers. um, First of all, from my inside information.
I respect only Brian.
Oh my God. Mom, shut up. I mean, Marcelo, shut up.
I'm not too bad, brother.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Go to temple for me, please, twice. I don't care if it's a Buddhist one or Shinto or Jewish. Just go. From my inside information, the Teddy took the salespeople from Crown and Caliber for free.
Mm.
Yeah.
He didn't take any of the assets or any of the product.
Well, gotcha. But he
was
did have Didn't he have watches listed on his website that were Crown and Caliber watches that he?
Not that I could ever see,
Okay.
because Teddy is only new.
Hmm.
So they might have had some. They might have taken some of Hodinkee's new stock, but I couldn't tell.
Yep.
There, and then the letter that I had with my sales guy that went from Crown and Caliber to Teddy said, I told him, and he, I asked him if there was any pre-owned inventory, and he said, not at this time.
Okay.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
So he just took a couple of salespeople.
yeah, and maybe
Guys,
some of the
we have-
infrastructure, but there was nothing to take.
Got it. We have over 90 people watching across our combined streams. Upvote the live streams, guys. So, what's the perception of Watches of Switzerland? Diego says they put UK citizens on wait lists for ladies' tutors. That's the perception. The perception is that they treat their customers like shit. Buckley says no. It's Watches of Switzerland's shitty sales tactics. I bet they're trying to figure that out now. Watches are not selling, and these jabronis are sitting around telling people a 1-year wait for a date just. The bubble will pop soon. Yeah. So Watches of Switzerland operates Mappin and Webb. Thank you, Mikey Cassio, and Goldsmiths. And they also have their own brand in the UK. And then in the United States, they also operate Mayors. So hundreds of locations. These, it's a billion-dollar company.
Yeah,
So,
and they have the 2 Better Bridge locations too.
Okay, so guys, could the Watches of Switzerland create a fake hype?
For what? No, for what?
Well, I mean, now that we're all saying that the watch market is down and they have the most power in retail watches, like, you know what? From now on, you guys hold all the watches. You don't sell nothing just to create a hype.
I don't think they're a publicly traded company. Their job is to sell, not to not to hold on to watches. Their job is to sell everything that they get.
Yeah, but they're
And
also selling used watches as well.
yeah,
through their purchase of Analog Shift.
Yeah, create a loop of hype, and then basically, because of that, they also can sell the garbage watches that they have anyway.
guys, we need some help in the chat. Tell us what you think about this. What do you think about Ben Clymer's long essay that he wrote? I think it's a good essay. It's just it's just very pompous.
Here's an interesting point, a potential idea. So they get Ben Clymer that they can leverage for events and stuff like that. They get Ben Clymer.
They get him to talk to analysts. They get him to talk to in Watches of Switzerland investors. They get him to talk at investor relations events. That's a really good smart thing if they can leverage him for those things.
And they get the library of art, of articles and videos and stuff that they can repurpose and relaunch. And in the social media world, you can bring stuff back 2 years, 18 months later, 12 months later, and update it and push it out and stuff. I'm wondering though if there wasn't a little side deal somewhere in there for John Mayer and Tom Brady as part of the investors that might have lost some money. Is there another shoe to drop that says that these guys will be retained as ambassadors for the Watches of Switzerland brand?
Brian, of course, you don't want to hurt your superstar celebrity that connect you to other celebrities. This is the most important asset you have.
I'm just thinking. It's also too early in the morning for me.
That's a good question. They would have to be.
Oh,
I'm
see,
not sure.
heard your most important asset of celebrity connection. Come on. Even if you lose money, you take care of it.
Yeah, but I think John Mayer or Tom Brady, those guys, after losing all that money, after losing their investment and getting like 1/10 of it back, or 1/20th or 1/50th or whatever they got back, to be told like, oh, by the way, do you want
Yeah.
like restricted stock units in Watches of Switzerland? If you accept these, I mean, they're not, their time is too valuable, I think, to be involved in Watches of Switzerland. I don't think they care. I don't
No,
think
and then
they care.
the other thing is, as I was reading the article and then hearing you read it back, I was sitting there thinking, remember the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeve
Yes.
and Superman 2 when he gives up his powers to go marry Lois Lane, and
Yes,
then
that was a big mistake. Yeah, and then he comes back.
yeah, I'm sitting there thinking this sounds exactly like that. Ben's back. Kara, whatever her name is, Kara, whatever, took his powers away and seduced him, and now he's back and he's got his cape and he's going to save the world again. I was like, oh fuck! Thank God I
Yeah.
haven't eaten anything. I was about to throw up in my coffee cup.
Yeah, I think Brady and all the investors are gone. They're all gone.
Yeah.
They only got Ben, and they said, "Listen, Ben, we want you for 1 year or whatever, and you're going to be our monkey. You're going to be our touring. You're going to be our Tim Masso, and we're going to take you to all these. We're going to use you at our investor relations dog and pony shows. You're going to show up to stores, watch boutique openings, conferences. You're going to represent Watches of Switzerland at those things." And I think if they're paying him $1 million a year to do that, that's good. That's fine. And
And
they probably
let
bought the
me
whole company for that.
let me answer Buckley real quickly. He asked if it's too early to smoke a pipe. Buckley, I don't take my morning shit until I've had 2 cups of coffee and a bowl full, so it's never too early. Thank you.
Never too early.
Yeah.
So Watches of Switzerland doesn't care about the magazine. They don't care about this is an interesting take. They don't care about the editorial anymore. Also, Watches of Switzerland would have to pay millions to sign on Brady. Yeah, they're not going to do anything
Yeah.
with Brady or Mayer. But is it? It's not a physical magazine, right? It's just it's an online publication.
Right.
Could
Yeah.
Watch just get the celebrities without Hodinkee and the collaboration? Let's say independently contact, I don't know, somebody outside.
I'm sure Watches of Switzerland already has celebrity endorsers or celebrity ambassadors. We just don't know who they are because they don't do a good job of it. But Hodinkee isn't going to bring any of that to them. I think Hodinkee they're getting the back catalog of videos. I think they're going to do editorial for a year and then they're going to shut down the editorial. And then Ben Clymer is going to stay on for a year and then he's going to go bye bye. This is the end, the beginning of the end of Hodinkee.
This kind of smells like when the when the former MVP superstar player has stayed too long at the farm and now you buy him back for 1 year as a senior coach and put him on the bench and dress him up and then everybody forgets about him.
Rose says, I'm way behind, but Ben Clymer, was a 2-bit junior analyst in a cubicle at Goldman Sachs. That's not a pedigree. He went to journalism school, and that is impressive for sure, but he was an analyst. He was nobody at Goldman Sachs. He wasn't like the VP. He wasn't like running a division of mergers and acquisitions or anything at Goldman. So, okay, so he started out at Goldman, but he wasn't a big deal there. Got it. All right, so that's the breaking news, guys. The breaking news this Friday morning: Hodinkee is donezo. Hodinkee is no longer. Hodinkee is selling its entire business to the Watches of Switzerland Group, a British company. And Ben Clymer has written a long essay in conjunction with selling Hodinkee to Watches of Switzerland. Ben Clymer is back, so to speak, as the president. He's now running Hodinkee, whatever that means. I think that means he's just in charge of editorial. He's like the not the publisher. He's the editor. He's basically the editor of Hodinkee.
Editor-in-chief.
Editor and chief. Yeah.
So if I understand from you, is like one big small mistake that they did 2 years ago by buying that watches that basically bankrupt the whole company.
Yeah, whoever decided, I mean,
Fuck me, that.
yeah, the acquisition of Crown and Caliber really bankrupted the company. Yeah. We've got a super chat from David in Australia. OC, do you find the Seamaster, your Omega Seamaster, too thick on rubber? Well, the thickness of the watch doesn't change because it's on rubber. But wow, what an interesting coincidence, because I happen to be wearing the Seamaster today. Check it out. Here, I'll make myself super big. There it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's still a good looking watch.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to sell the gray version of this watch.
You have a gray version of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, get rid of it. Check it out. There we go.
Get rid of it.
Marcelo, chop up that gray version of the watch and sprinkle it on one of your fancy steaks.
What do you think? Is it too thick?
Not for a dive. Not for a diver, no.
I mean, you can see how it hangs off. I have this thing where right here, all watches kind of have that little gap there. Even the small ones. That's just my wrist.
Link for wingspan.
Link for wing. What do you think of the wingspan, guys? Too big?
Nope. Looks good to me.
There's the thickness. Check out the thickness.
I've always liked the side of your left forearm, though.
Yeah, you see, look, this one. You see?
I'm going to get in trouble with Buckley because this is recently manscaped.
You're finally getting that Gene Simmons tattoo full sleeve.
Check it. I like the shape of the case on the Seamaster. The brushed. It's an elegant case for being as thick as it is. When they come up with a version of this without the helium escape valve and maybe make it a smidge smaller.
I think the only version without the helium escape is the GMT version.
Hold on a second here.
You'll see this one, you see?
Yeah, dump that shitter.
Yeah, right? I mean, this that Omega did the 72 different versions of this watch. I mean, that's why it became a shitter now. But that time...
Marcelo, you go down to the Ginza, sell that to some tourist, and then buy insurance for 6 months for your Le Mans with it.
Yeah. Fuck me, dude. What a shame. And also this one, the Tudor, I also want to get rid of it.
Oh.
The blue one.
Don't put that on the screen. OC's gonna have a fit.
That's the Black Bay 58 blue.
Yeah.
Blue.
Yeah. Do you ever wear that?
The Lamont is here.
I think people forget. People forget you actually are a watch enthusiast. You've been into watches for a long time, and you don't just have a Smurf, a Meteorite Pepsi, a Platinum Daytona, and a Le Mans, but you have other stuff in your. I mean, when I think of you, I think of those 4 things first. But you do have a lot of other watches, including Panerai, Tudor, a Datejust. Look at this.
Oh, look at the Mundane.
Yeah, I have the Mundane also.
The battery's dead.
Yeah, the battery is dead. I have the Blopan and I have Hello Kitty.
Oh, don't show that. The Haitians will try to eat it.
So this is this watch that I also have. And also the Seikos. You probably know about the Seikos, right? That I have also.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I bet Marcelo's got more watches now than Ben Clymer does, because I bet he had to sell a bunch.
Did they tell them? Please tell me it's all the Lamont. Then I'm going to be happy. I believe in the Lamont club, but if discount is in the club, I don't want to be in the club.
There's a lot of, I mean, you know, Ben Clymer, he was one of the first people to get the Le Mans.
You know, Marcelo, the only thing that made me think twice about buying my Meteorite Pepsi when I got offered it was because you have one.
That's right.
Thank you.
But then I figured you probably got yours when you were a member of the IDF, and you infiltrated the Kremlin and stole it off of somebody and killed them.
Well, I mean, you don't carry a pager, right?
See, no denial.
So that's, you know, you can judge for yourself, but I don't think that the watch is too thick. What is it exactly? That's a good question. What's the Omega Seamaster Diver 300M thickness? 13.7. It's 13.7. So is it a little bit thick? Yeah, but it looks good on me. So, Rose, thank you, by the way, for the super chat. David, really appreciate it. Rose says, for discussion maybe later today, but let's not forget that Hodinkee's role today is to bring noobs into watch collecting, who are the ones most likely to buy gray market. Okay, that's an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
I think Hodinkee, when they did their 10th anniversary event, which was like 2017 or 18, I thought that was probably one of the best organized events, and the video coverage of it was really interesting.
Buckley says the Seamaster 300 on rubber is a 9 out of 10 watch with the price factored in. 100%. It's one of the best values in the business. Also, Buckley, did I shave? No, I didn't shave. I trimmed. Like I used the clippers because just like sometimes my the hair on my arm on my wrist gets too long, so I trimmed it. I did not shave it. How about that? It was manscaped.
See, I have an alter ego friend that wants to know if you groomed up all the way.
Every manscaping, everything's manscaped. Everything. TPG in jail. We got Sergio 9999 in the chat. What's up, Sergio? Good to see you in the chat. TPG's in jail. Wizard is on the loose. Hodinkee is sold out. Marcelo's in the bathroom with his watch collection. What a hard time for the watch industry. Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. That's the show. I know we have over 80 people watching on the combined platforms, but if there's something else you guys want to talk about, I think, let me see if I can pull up another article here. I could pull up this. UK Rolex dealer, which they mean retailer, Watches of Switzerland buys. Okay, watch site Hodinkee. Okay, UK Rolex dealer buys watch site Hodinkee backed by LVMH and Tom Brady. Watches of Switzerland Group is buying Hodinkee, a U.S. watch enthusiast site backed by LVMH and Tom Brady that racked up losses after an ill-timed foray into selling used models online. The British company, which is the top seller of Rolex watches in the country and a major retailer in the United States, said the deal will help capture market share, particularly online in the United States, according to the statement. On Friday, financial terms were not disclosed. The sale marks an end to the New York-based Hodinkee's troubled entry into the online used watch sale business. Founded in 2008, the company produces content on watches as well as selling watch and jewelry insurance. Its website attracts 22 million annual unique visitors and has over 1 million social media followers, the company said in a statement. The company raised about $40 million in 2020 from investors, including retired football star Tom Brady, musician John Mayer, and Bernard Arnault's LVMH Luxury Ventures. The following year, Hodinkee made the move into selling watches by purchasing U.S. online seller Crown & Caliber during a surge in prices for used luxury watches. The deal lifted annual revenue above $100 million. The online retail business, however, proved to be a loss maker after used watch prices began falling sharply in April 2022. Hodinkee moved to restructure operations and cut jobs. Hodinkee founder Benjamin Clymer, a former UBS group banker, said in July that the influential website would phase out online sales of new and used watches while continuing to sell watch insurance and limited editions in collaboration with major brands. Hodinkee's online retail commercial activities, including limited edition collaborations, will be directed to Watches of Switzerland's U.S. e-commerce site. The company said on Friday it will also integrate the functions behind Hodinkee's insurance agency business. That's it. This is reporting from businesstimes.com, courtesy of Bloomberg, syndicated from Bloomberg. Thank you, Bloomberg. And then we have another article. This one is from Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance typically sources their articles from CNBC. Watches of Switzerland Group has acquired the online media and consumer services platform Hodinkee, aimed at collectors and timepiece enthusiasts. Watches of Switzerland, the publicly listed watches and jewelry retail group, said the acquisition will help it capture market share, particularly in the United States, and as part of a wider strategy of expanding its sector leadership online. The terms of the deal were not disclosed. The group said the acquisition will be funded out of existing financial facilities and will not materially impact the leverage position. In other words, it's so cheap that we don't even have to tell you how much we're paying. It's nothing. Brian Duffy, Chief Executive Officer of Watches of Switzerland, said the group wants to align itself with brands, quote, whose partnership offers a mutually beneficial outcome. He added the acquisition of Hodinkee directly supports Watches of Switzerland's e-commerce business, driving traffic and brand awareness across our markets, and particularly in the United States, further enhancing our sector leadership online. There you go.
Sorry, I just got a phone call from my Watches of Switzerland AD. Apparently my comments that I made were disparaging, so I'd like to apologize.
Let the record reflect that the views and opinions expressed by Brian or Marcelo or Jose do not reflect the views and opinions of the other panelists, Original OC, the Watch Community channel, or anybody else in the world. Thank you.
My opinions do not reflect my own opinions, and therefore my statements cannot be held invalid or valid at all. Therefore, it's all satire, but badly. Thank you.
I don't believe this is all doom and gloom. I'm going to hold on to my fully stickered Hodinkee book and sell it for 4x in 5 years. Watch me. Yeah. I don't know. This is it, guys. We did a 2-hour live stream focused on the breaking news. Hodinkee has sold its entire company to Watches of Switzerland Group, and Ben Clymer's back as the president of Hodinkee.
For those of you in the UK, I'm not sure how it works there, but shouldn't the publicly listed company Watches of Switzerland somewhere have to release the deal of the sale?
Eventually, but they don't have to do that right away.
Yeah.
I mean, that when they do their annual report, they might say, "Oh, and we also bought Hodinkee for like 3.5 million or whatever." You know.
Yeah, 4 packs of hobnobs, an order of fish and chips, and a tenner. That's all British stuff.
Did we poop on Hodinkee for 2 hours? We didn't poop on Hodinkee. I think we read Ben Clymer's full essay in its entirety. So we gave him an opportunity to share his perspective. Let's do this. I'm going to drop the link in the chat to join the panel. Boom. I've got stuff to do.
I'm looking to see when the Hodinkee video, when the original John Mayer came out. The original video came out.
It was 11 years ago. We looked at it just the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 11 years ago. So I think that was actually the beginning of the interest in the watch market.
The beginning of the interest in the watch market. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was a tipping point. 11 years ago. Wow.
Okay. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to do a couple of quick housekeeping announcements. If you're watching and you're not a member of the original OC channel, please consider becoming a member. I will drop the link to the memberships in the chat. Boom. If you don't have a star next to your name, you're not a member. So please become a member today. Memberships start as low as $4.99 a month, and they help fund. They help pay for the software that we use to power the live streams. Upvote the live stream. Let's see how many we have on the original OC channel. We have 30. That's pretty good. I gotta say that's pretty good. And on the Watch Community channel, let's see here. Watch Community channel. Let's get to 35 likes on the Watch Community channel. Someone be number 35 there. And that's it. A super chat, an upgraded membership, a new membership, or a super sticker will extend the show for 2 minutes. Otherwise, we're going to say have an amazing Friday. We'll be back later today with unboxing.
Unboxing. Ooh.
Yep. All right, I'm back.
We missed you.
Sorry. You guys could have told me. David had to tell me what happened to the sound. I accidentally muted myself.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. Trump 2024. Thank you for if you want to do political advertising, feel free. This is a great place to do political advertising, guys.
And if you're a real Trump fan, you'll do more than $2.99 Australian. Oh, sorry.
The show is being extended for 2 minutes because of David's super chat. I dropped the link to the memberships too, guys. If you're not a member, please become a member. Memberships start as low as $4.99 a month. Do that. All right, good. We're going to close it out, guys. Last chance for super chats. Last chance for super stickers. Last chance for upgraded memberships or new memberships.
Last chance for love.
What song is that?
That's that Last Dance.
That's right. Let's Dance. Or Last Dance. Last Dance from Donna Summer.
Dance. Yeah. Link for IHateDisco.com.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Have an amazing day. Upvote the live stream on your way out. Thanks for watching. Peace.